Why did I pick tax day? It worked out. Let's date that night. All right. What's that?
That's most romantic day of the year.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So I probably spent like 12 hours, at least 12 hours, plus another hour. I probably spent like 15, 16 hours on my taxes. So. Yeah, but you still got to get all the information for them. No, not for me.
I have it all.
No. All right, so today is our special day. We're going to be talking about the Tukey test. If I can find my notes. Okay. So today is really a continuation of yesterday. So 13.2 is what we call the post-hoc ANOVA Tukey test. Okay, so the idea here is this is really a continuation of where we started off yesterday. In fact, we could do, we won't. Well, okay. So basically, once you come to the conclusion that at least one mean is different, then we do the Tukey test. Tukey test to find out which one or ones are different. Okay? Now, here's the deal. We're going to assume that x1 bar is greater than x2 bar. Okay? So really you need to sort your means in descending order. That's an important piece. Okay? Now, unfortunately, well, you know what I should see here? We got a new version of Excel here. I don't think it has a Tukey test on it. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. So this one, while you're probably going to use Excel to do the ANOVA test, once you get to this conclusion that at least one of the means is different, then you'll need to repeat this. Okay, so the idea here is we need to find our critical value. Okay, so in the back of your book we have a Tukey chart, and I'll show you that here. But basically what it is, you've got Q, alpha, some alpha, V, and K. Okay, so alpha equals your significance level, just like it always does. V equals N minus K. And K equals your number of means. I'll show you how that works in just a minute. Here's what I would like to do. What I would like to do is I would like to keep going here. And I'm going to give you the steps. Steps to follow. Okay? Number one, as I alluded to earlier, you're going to sort your means in descending order. Is there a question? No? All right. Number two, you're going to compare each pair's differences. So this is a test that you're actually going to repeat multiple times. Okay. 3, you will compute Q naught, I didn't give you that equation, equals x1 bar minus x2 bar, divided by the square root of s squared over 2 times 1 over n1 plus 1 over n2. So that's our new equation today, right there. Okay.
Is that Q naught?
Q sub 0, yeah. And step 4, you're going to find your critical value, which is Q, which I mentioned over here. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Number 5, you're going to reject if Q naught is greater than Q. And then step 6, repeat for all pairs. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
So what's that? The S is standard deviation, right?
It's a great question. That was what I was just going to answer next. Okay? So your S squared in this case equals the MSE that you found earlier. Okay?
So it's just MSE, not MSE squared.
It's not the MSE squared. Yeah. Just take the MSE as is. Don't square it again. All right. So let's go ahead, open up Canvas, and we're going to go to one of our worksheets. Yes, question.
So if you repeat for all pairs, let's say you have 3 of them, you do the first one and the last one together?
Yeah, so if you have, so the question is, if you have 3 pairs, we're going to do 4 today. If you have 3 pairs, you're going to compare 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and 2 versus 3. So you're going to repeat the test 3 times. Okay? We're going to do one with 4, so we're going to do it a bunch of times. We're going to do it 6 times. Okay? So if we go here to our in-class worksheets, nope, that's not where we want to go. We want to go to I'm in the wrong class, no wonder. Okay, let's try that again.
13.2.
Let's see, in-class worksheets. I thought that was right. We're going to go to 13.2. I've already got it worked out there, but let's do the one that's not worked out. Okay, so just plain old 13.2. So the idea here is, okay, so we've got, these are tooth repair types. So this is a dentist trying to figure out which one's better. Okay, so at this point in the problem, we've already done our ANOVA test. We've made our conclusion that at least one of these is different. Now let me just mention something. On the final exam, there's going to be an ANOVA test on there. Okay? I don't care what your conclusion is, if they're different or if they're not different, I still want you to do the Tukey test after. Now, if all the means are equal, your Tukey test should say that each pair is also similar. Okay? So I don't want to give it away. Just do the Tukey test no matter what. Okay? Whether this is different or not. I mean, normally if you got the conclusion that they were all the same, you wouldn't have to do the Tukey test. But I want you to do it anyway on the final. Okay? So just the Tukey test should match what you got before, basically. All right. So here's the deal. I've got the directions here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do, here I'm going to sort these in descending order. This isn't super critical, but it just keeps you honest. I sort it in ascending. Let's go to descending order. Okay. So the idea here is the first thing you might want to do is you might want to do the pairs. Okay, so the pairs we're going to do Sillistor minus Cojet. We're also going to do Sillistor minus ceramic. We're also going to do Sillistor minus Samara. Then, okay, so I've got 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4. Now we're going to go Cojet minus ceramic, Cojet minus Samara, and we're going to do ceramic minus Samara. Okay? So you'll see here I've got 4 means. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs that you're going to have to do. Does that make sense? So if you've sorted them in descending order, it's going to make finding these a whole lot easier. Okay? So that's why I made that step number 1. Sort your means in. It says ascending. I don't care whether you do it in ascending or descending. It doesn't really matter. Descending is probably a little better, though. I think I wrote descending on the board. Yeah. So we'll change that to descending order. As long as they're in order, you can figure it out. Okay? So it's not super critical. Turn off the light. Okay? All right. So now let's do our numerators. Okay? So we're going to go to step, well, this is, okay, so sort the means. Now we're going to compare. So that's what I've just done. Now we're going to start computing this. Okay. So the easiest way to do this is to do the numerator and the denominator. Okay. So in this case, just like I've done, I'm going to go Sillistor minus cojet, Sillistor minus ceramic, Sillistor minus Samara. I'm going to do cojet minus ceramic, cojet minus Samara, and ceramic minus Samara. Okay, so I've just done the numerator for every single pair. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do the denominator. Now, normally, normally you would have already calculated your MSE. I'm telling you your MSE is 8.835. Okay, so your denominator here says the square root of s squared, which is 8.835. Normally you just pick that off from your previous step. Divided by 2. Don't square it again. It's already squared. And we're going to multiply that times 1 over n1. And it says there's n equals 5 for each plus 1 over n1. Okay. Now your denominator is going to be so here's what you have to be careful. Since my n1 and n2 are the same, it says n equals 5 for each. All these will be the same, but your n's don't have to be the same. So in this case, my denominators are going to be the same because the n's are the same, but be careful, that's not always true. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that down. Okay. So now we're going to find Q sub 0, which is simply your numerator divided by your denominator. So I'm going to copy that down. Okay? Now we need to find our critical value. Critical value. Okay? Now, in this case, I'm going to have to give you a new table. So I believe in the back of your book, you should have, I don't need that, the Tukey table. Here it is. Okay? All right, so real quickly here, you can see that page 1 is alpha equals 0.05. It's table 9 in the back of your book. I'll give you a copy of this on the quiz tomorrow. In fact, some of these, I should sort these. Some of you probably haven't paid any attention to. Some of these have the Tukey table on them. Most of them don't, though. I know I was passing that with some of them, but anyway. So I'll have to give you this table, so you can't figure this out. There's no way to figure that. Okay. So let's talk about our critical value. So my alpha, we'll assume our alpha is 0.05. The first 2 pages, alpha is 0.05. Page 3, alpha is 0.01. And also page 4 is 0.01. Okay? So we're assuming our alpha is 0.05. We're using V is n minus k. So if I've got, let's go back there for a second. I've got 4 samples. All of them have 5. So what's my n? My n is going to be 20. My k is 4. So 20 minus 4 is 16. Okay, so as I'm going here, I'm looking for my V. Okay, so my V is this column here. So I'm looking for 16, okay? And my K is 4, so 16 and 4, that gives me that value of 4.046. Do you see that? Okay, so my critical value in all cases is 4.046. That's going to be the same for all of these. So we're going to reject the null if Q naught is greater than Q. Okay? So is Q naught, is 1.02, is that greater than 4.046? No. So we're going to do not reject. Is 5 greater than 4? Yeah, so this one says reject. Oh, you know what? That's going to bug me. Move that over. So is Q naught greater than Q? So this one is do not reject. Oh, is it time up? Reject. This one's also reject. This one's also reject. This one is also reject. And this one is do not reject. Okay, so here's what we see. Okay, when we compare Silastor versus Cojet, those two are not significantly different. 17 and 10 is, 17 and 10 is, 16 and 10 is, 16 and 10 is. Oh, actually, that's wrong. That one says do not reject. Do not reject. Oh, that still says reject.
Isn't that greater than 4.046?
Here, let me see here. We're out of time here. Look at the worked out one, because I know that one's correct. Did I make a mistake? Okay. So I must have done something wrong. But at any rate, yeah, look at the worked out one is correct. Everything on there is correct. So basically what we're saying is these two are not significantly different. These two are not significantly different. Those top two are different than the bottom. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So your quiz tomorrow will be the Tukey test. I will pass out.
On Excel then.
Yeah, it'll be on Excel again, probably. Well, actually, I guess we wouldn't have to. If I gave you the summary like that, I don't think so. That'll take too long. But yeah, so on the test, everything will be combined though. Okay? All right, so this is already posted. See you all tomorrow. Reject means